Okay, so I want to get into the Def Jam journey.
Yep.
So obviously it was a really big deal around here specifically when it was announced. I know you went up to go, and it was like this big like we have an artist here that reps Minnesota, and she got signed to Def Jam, and it was a really big deal.
Yeah, that was fun.
So what was how did it come about? How did that begin?
You see, I'm Southside reppin', Bigfoot steppin', Zone 3 section, this God flow perfection. Niggas hating on the church like I ain't blessed they section. If we ain't talking money, I got a weak connection, that's on the hood. She said get a bag, so I get it, got it good. Don't complain about my problems, I just put it in a wood. Seen a genie the other day, she said nigga, make it good. So I wish for good health, then I wish to look, it's chief, not lieutenant. Yeah, I'm back.
So welcome to another episode of Live on Lake Street.
Yep.
Got a very big guest in front of me.
For sure.
Somebody I've been wanting to talk to for a long time. I don't know if you know that.
For sure. What's your name, brother? I never got
My
it.
name is Jake Faircloth. I used to host the Wiseman Show.
Okay,
so
for sure.
I've talked to Brandy before about it. We talked
Okay.
about having you on. It just never came together, and then
For
the show came to an
Well,
end.
I'm sorry
so.
it didn't. Cause
No, it's all good.
You're a great guy. I wish I would have got to meet you.
No, we're here now. We're here now. That's all that matters. So we got Nimic Revenue in the building.
For sure.
But you go by REVII
yeah,
now, right?
Just REVII.
Just
Yep,
REVII.
yep.
Okay. So actually, I want to lead with that then.
Yeah,
so
for
for
sure.
one, the name change.
Yeah.
Why the name change?
I feel like artistry is always about evolving within and outside with your fans and your supporters and the people that want to see you. And it's like Nimic something I started as just so young that it's like as I've grown, I'm just trying to get straight to the point. It's just REVII, you feel me? Like that's what people call me anyway, whether it was Nimic Revenue or Revenue, it was just REVII.
Yeah, there's a lot of rebranding going on in the world.
Yeah.
Not even just in music, just in general, a lot of rebranding.
Much needed, especially after the big old COVID thing. Like, definitely need some renovations around here.
Yeah. So I view you as a bit of a unicorn. I don't know if you understand what I mean by that. So I'm finding out now that it's less to do with you less to do with you being antisocial and anti-public, and more to do with just the fact that you don't really do the internet shit very much.
No.
Like you're active on the internet to a point, but you're not
you like right on it, Jake. But it's a little bit of both.
Yeah.
Like to be honest, like I value people being authentic. Like that matters to me. And it's like in this world today, like everything's so digital. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm trying to catch up in that world, and I'm getting there as far as branding and marketing. Like I finally cracked the code on that. But as far as like, it's really hard being an artist and having to put yourself out there all the time when you're still changing as a person. And then, like, I started to realize that's what people want to see, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, they want to be a part of that shape-shifting and that transition of you becoming who you were destined to be. You know what I'm saying? So all of this shit lately just been a learning thing and a climb. But I feel like I'm reaching the top of the mountain, and I'm just really excited for everything that's to come.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I got a project coming soon. So, everybody be on the lookout for that. I'm definitely going to be dropping some content online, too, so go check that out.
What's soon?
What's soon?
Yeah.
Top of the year. It's fourth quarter right now, so you definitely don't want to drop shit right now.
That's true. Fourth quarter's for the big dogs.
Yeah. It's
Stay
like,
out the way.
not even that. It's like, even if Beyonce dropped, there ain't really shit to talk about right now in this moment of time. I don't know if you ever, have you ever been an artist? Like,
No.
have you ever made, okay.
Nope.
Well, being an artist, like, there's these moments where you just feel like, this is a time for this song right now, or this is the right time for this type of album. I don't know what anybody would want to talk about right now, per se, that anybody would give a fuck about. Like, in this very moment, I don't know.
Expound on that. What do you mean
That's
by that?
why it's fourth quarter. Because we went through the summer, we went through the end of winter, now we're going back into it. So it's almost like everybody's just getting ready to put that shit back on at the top of the year. You know what I'm saying? But when it gets to the fourth, nobody really gives a fuck to drop shit. Like, they try to get it right before we hit these type of months and shit like that.
Yeah, I've always viewed the fourth quarter as just this is when the big dogs go. Like, and if you're not like the big dog, like Drake,
but they
if you're not
drop at
Drake
the
or
top
Kanye,
of
get out the
fourth
way.
quarter. When it's in the middle,
Yeah.
like we damn near in the middle
Yeah.
and like towards the end.
That's true.
Ain't nobody finna drop shit. And if they do, it got to be, like you said, like Beyonce,
Yep.
somebody, and then, everybody gonna listen because it's Beyonce.
Yeah, that's true.
But you're totally correct, though.
So let's start at the beginning of your career.
For sure.
So I know you started really young with like poetry, and then got into writing. No? I'm wrong
my
about that?
dad put me in I'm a big fan of Michael Jackson. My dad, when I was doing music, he always done music my whole life. But when I started doing music, I just kind of approached him with the song that I wrote and shit, and I was probably like around 8 or 9 around that time. And Him and my uncle put me in my very first studio. I got to go record in my uncle's shit, and they had like a reggae band and shit, so I got to fill out that type of music scene and go to all of the festivals. But
your uncle was a big influence, right?
Yeah, huge influence, man. He had a band called The Limbs. They performed with Wookie and Foot and shit around festivals around Minnesota, sometimes out. But yeah, to wrap it all up, man, my dad started this group with me and my little brother called the Mikays, but he became like a Joe Jackson almost, you know what I'm saying? Like he made music just not fun anymore. So I just went solo and told him I didn't want him to be my manager anymore, which is the hardest conversation ever to have with your dad. Yeah. But like, yeah, I just did that, and then after that, man, I just started going full throttle, like just learning myself and learning how to channel myself and use my voice voice more of an instrument to portray the voice that I want to give out to the world. Yeah. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I totally get what you mean. Yeah. Probably a good decision too. Yeah. Maybe a decision Michael could have made when he was younger.
For sure.
Kind of worked out for him though, a little bit. But okay. So can you talk to me about Allor? What does Allor mean?
It means a whole lot of revenue now.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So I came up with Allor years ago. I was still in high school. What it meant to me then is I was just going through a hard, weird-ass time. And that song by T Grizzly came out that first day out. Yep. And he said, just get the revenue, nigga. Something like that. Shit just inspired me so much that I couldn't figure out because the original name was A Whole Lot of Rich, and then, the N-word and shit. And I was like, I don't want to brand that per se, you know what I'm saying? So I had to find a new way to like balance it. So when revenue came along, it's just like a whole lot of revenue now, but it's more of a feeling and an expression, you know what I'm saying? Like it's supposed to feel empowering. It's supposed to feel like I am the check. I am worthy of what I'm attracting and shit like that. So like that's really what the movement is.
I like that. Yeah. I like that a lot actually.
Thank you. That's
really dope. Okay, so I want to get into the Def Jam journey.
Yep.
So it was obviously a really big deal around here specifically when it was announced. I know you went up to go, and it was like this big, like we have an artist here that reps Minnesota, and she got signed to Def Jam, and it was a really big deal.
Yeah, that was fun. That was
so what was how did it come about? How did that begin? Like where did the process start?
A lot of times when I speak from my perspective, you gotta know what audience you're talking to, and I feel like I speak from a place of being very withdrawn.
Okay.
I'm very withdrawn from reality, if that makes sense. Like, I'm such a workaholic that I don't notice when good things are happening to me. Only the bad, because then I have to work to get myself out of it. You know what I'm saying? So probably this whole experience I've had till now, a lot of the shit I don't even know how I felt. I don't remember how I felt because I never sat down to really have that moment with myself. I never celebrated anything. That day I was still working. I came there and performed, and then I left at my own party.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? It's like I enjoy being a workaholic though, so it's been hard to really battle, how to be social. And that's when the other part comes in, is that it's really hard for me to be social because I feel really different from everybody. Like people my age don't think how I do.
I feel that.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like I feel very advanced sometimes, and like it scares me because like, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to put people off. I don't want them to feel like I don't fuck with them, because a lot of times I feel like I give off those vibes, but really I get shy too, and I get nervous too. You know what I'm saying? I got anxiety too. Yeah. And like the best thing about being an artist is that even without trying, just being myself, I'm inspiring somebody, and like that's why I love doing what I do. I don't do it to be the most famous, to be the richest, or to even be the one in Minnesota to get signed to Def Jam. I did it because I just want to be that person.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, to be honest, I don't know how that shit felt. I don't know. I just am very grateful that it all happened, and I wish that I was able to take in more of that experience than I did.
So, what was the experience like while you were there? While it was
like foggy, man. Like I couldn't stop thinking.
I mean, did you enjoy it?
No, that's what I was telling you. Like, I haven't enjoyed anything until like a couple months ago. Like I just started learning how to enjoy stuff because I don't know how to. I'm a workaholic. Like, all I want to do is keep doing more and more and more and more. But it got so bad to the point where I got thousands of songs stashed away. You know what I'm saying? Quality songs, but the inside of me, it's like, oh, but I need another one. I got to have another one. I got to have another one. It's like, I'm so addicted to the work ethic that I don't know how to be normal, man. That's what I mean by pushing people off. Yeah. They would be like, hey, you want to go to a party? You want to do this? No, I'm in the studio. They feel like I don't fuck with them. But no, I don't want to go party and act like, we that close if we not that close, for one. And then for two, it's like, I'd really rather do this, though.
I mean, that's a solid character trait.
Yeah.
Really. I mean, it might offend people, but that's a solid character trait to have.
100%.
Like, you know that.
And that's what I realized, man. Fuck trying to offend people. Like, this shit, this cancel culture, all this shit lately has just been so crazy. Like, it's making people so, like, emotional, but it should be making people, like, people need to be stronger. Like, that's why I glorify words like nigga, bitch, this, that, and the third, because the more you do, the less value the words have against you. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, for me, like, it's really hard to be negative towards a person like me, because I'll just walk the fuck away if I don't want to deal with it. So it's like, for me, for all these people that want to, you know, cancel people, ruin people's whole life that they work for off of one bad statement, knowing we all make mistakes and shit, that shit really, it bothers me.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think cancel culture is fake, to be honest. I don't think it's real. Yeah. I haven't seen one person really get canceled yet.
Yeah, I know. It's just like the talk, huh? Like,
it is just talk to me.
But at the end of the day, one thing I did learn is that, like, you know, my mom told me since I was young, because I felt like this was just kind of, everything going on was kind of in the stars for me. But she told me, like, there's no such thing as bad publicity. Like, it's always good as long as you're being talked about and shit.
And if it's authentic.
Yeah.
If you're not making shit up for the publicity. If it's real, then it can't be
all
bad.
of it is like, that's what I meant, is that you can come back from anything. Don't let people think that you can't. It depends on what kind of characteristics you got, but you can come back from anything.
That's a fact. Yeah. So what about like the creation of the Undisputed project?
What about it?
Were you working with those artists? Was that something that was like, oh shit, or was it like, no, these are just my peers, I'm just like them, or what? Because I mean, some of them had some decent, like, pretty big buzz going into that.
Well, when I do anything with anybody, I just freestyle, do my job, and I get up and. Because if I can't catch the vibe, I probably don't even want to finish a song with you. But all the artists, they were great fucking artists, and they were really nice people. Cincy, Molly, YFL Kelvin, I became really close with.
Okay.
YK, I really fuck with YK. He's a cool ass dude. All of it was pretty much a vibe. But when we were switching out of rooms, having little interviews for the little documentary series they shot, that experience was fun because it felt kind of like a reality show.
So you enjoyed some of it?
Yeah, I enjoyed that.
Right,
that was
good.
funny.
Right.
Because that moment to me was hilarious. I ain't never been in a room and everybody's kind of telling me, like, you need to say this. And I'm like, what kind of, are we shooting a reality show right now? What the fuck's going on? I'm like, but okay.
Is that your first experience with like media training?
No, I actually didn't have to go through much of that. They tried to put me through artist development when I first signed. And I met this lady, I can't remember her name, I think it starts with an M. And she used to do media training for Michael Jackson. Like, she was showing me pictures and all this shit, and that just made my day, because everybody knows, like, I love Mike and shit. So she gets to telling me, like, oh my God, you remind me so much of Mike. Yeah. And, like, telling me how sweet I am and shit like that. And, like, she said, you really don't need this. You know how to talk. Like, you know what you're doing. And, like, they sent me immediately on their press run, and that's when Def Jam had me go out to LA and write for Danny Lay. 2 days into writing for her, they sent me back out to Minnesota to go get my shit ready because they about to throw me they threw me in a whole 30-day tour with her. I didn't get no sleep. I'm talking about, man, the whole time was just crazy because I didn't even get enough time to prepare. I just had to go back, get my shit, and get on a flight like 2 days later. So
just go, go, go. That's it. So did this leave kind of a bad taste in your mouth for the industry?
No.
No, it didn't.
Man, I love Def Jam. I love everybody. Like, everybody's a part of something, whether it's to teach you something or whatever the fuck. Every experience is necessary. So, like, I don't know. I love Def Jam.
Okay.
Like, and everything was mutual. Everything that happened was mutual. I'd probably be fucked right now and not have shit, but...
That's good.
You know what I'm saying? But everything was mutual. Like, they really gave me the respect that I feel like I deserved, but they had to understand I didn't feel comfortable there once the main person who signed me, which was the president at the time, was Paul Rosenberg, which was Eminem's manager.
Yep.
During the pandemic, when he stepped down, I'm like, I don't want to be here. Like, I just didn't feel comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Because what I didn't want to happen is some shit like getting shelved and something like that.
Yeah.
Like, I've always heard about it, never really knew what that shit would look like, but I just knew I wasn't going to be able to manifest that shit, so
I spoke on that once,
right,
actually.
So I talked to them and just told them, like, mutually,
After you signed the deal, I remember on my old show, we talked about that, and I said it makes me nervous because I know how big of a roster Def Jam is. And probably some of the most talented people on the planet get shelved.
Right.
And then quit.
But it's like, labels nowadays, they're so disorganized only because of the internet is such a thing right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so much shit is happening at once that I don't blame them for half of the shit that happened. Like, that's what I said, is that everything was experienced for everybody. Everybody learned something. And, like, throughout of it, that I got a lot of blessings out of that, like, and I still am getting a lot of blessings off of that. And it's like, for me, even when that Madden picked up the Win Again song, like that shit that I didn't expect, I wrote that shit for a Budweiser commercial 2 years prior to that. You know what I'm saying? Like, but that's what I mean by everything happens for a reason. I believe that I'm gonna get everything that I'm after. I'm not chasing anything. I'm attracting it. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's just pretty much my mindset right now.
That's dope. And I mean, you kind of like a lot of people never get that experience, that the Def Jam experience, the big label experience.
They don't think they deserve it.
And you got it, but you got it early, young. So you got to experience that young, and not. So I mean, now you got that under your belt.
Yeah.
To take moving forward, take moving forward with you.
I got a lot of achievements.
Yeah.
A lot of them, but it's like the Def Jam one. Yeah, that's definitely one of the biggest ones. But I just feel like being signed by somebody who is Eminem's manager was probably one of my biggest.
That's huge.
That's my biggest flex. Like that's what I love the most, because I had this fucking 6 foot something man tearing up to one of my songs, and that changed my life, man. It showed me the power that I had in my voice, and like that's when I really wasn't about the money and shit for me anymore. Like I didn't want that shit. Like I just wanted people to hear me and understand me, or just find that group of people around the world that give a fuck about what I have to say. That's the only reason why I do this. So me not going to parties, me not pulling up at certain interviews, I did this because I made a promise to Chief, and I keep my word. That's before any money. That's my values, my word, and the shit that I stand on. Yeah. And then so like for me, it's like I don't do all that shit it's not only because I'm antisocial, but it's also I'm aware of what I have time for and what's worth it. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So you got a decent amount of work with one of the biggest artists on the planet, in Durk. Mm-hmm. Do you still have a relationship with him?
Nah.
I mean.
Nah, I feel like the relationship was always just kind of for me, like I said, I don't phony kick it with anybody. Yeah. And like Durk's a good person. Oh my God, is he a great person? Yeah. But like we didn't get all that close. He's a busy man. You know what I'm saying? He's running around. But there was a time when that's my homie, that's my big bro. But when I didn't sign with him, I feel like that hurt our relationship a lot. He really wanted me to sign. You know what I'm saying?
Do you wish you had?
No.
No? Okay.
I told you I don't move off that.
No regrets.
I don't move off clout.
I like it. Yeah.
Fuck a regret. Yeah. I don't move off
clout. I just think y'all make great music together. Y'all sound really good together.
Yeah. I probably sound good with a lot of people.
True. Good point.
Like I said, the energy was there with Durk. Yeah. We sat in the studio we hyping each other up. Whole different energy, you know what I'm saying? And that's what I said. When everything was first hitting, that was my fucking big bro, my twin, my guy. Yeah. But when I didn't sign with him, it just didn't, you know what I'm saying? I didn't want him to feel like, you know what I'm saying? Like I still need to, no, it's okay. You don't have to do anything. Like I wanted him to respect the fact that we're going on 2 different journeys right now.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Y'all can meet later, maybe.
For sure.
Who knows?
And you know what I'm saying? Like he hang around a lot of people. Yeah. And I'm not like that.
Yep. Yeah. That makes sense. Mm-hmm. So what was it like working with Chief Keef?
Oh man, I like
that's a legend right there.
All these, you would be surprised. They're all such sweethearts, like especially Chief. Like, he was so nice. Tato was walking that bitch. They definitely probably shoot the shit out of somebody, but they fucked with me. They was just really nice. And like Chief, when we shot the video, he was the one really directing that bitch. He's like, let's go on the roof. They got a helicopter pack that let us up there, and he got us escorted up there and shit, and like. Yeah, I don't know, but he's just a hard person to reach. But that's still my guy. I love him. Durk's still my guy. I love him too. Just like I said, our relationship though, as far as our closeness is, I don't flex that type of shit, you know.
Yeah. So I know we said off the mic you don't want to. I don't want you to disrespect anybody. But what do you think about you being on a Rushmore for St. Paul? Does that make sense to you? Mm-hmm. No.
I'm trying to be on Rushmore for the world.
Got it. Yeah.
Yeah. This stuff. This is just for every artist out there. Stop being so focused on trying to do something that is attached to you. You trying to do something that's attached to you. Minnesota's attached to me. No matter what I do, it's from Minnesota. Yeah. No matter what I do. Mm-hmm. I don't got to sit here and put my name on the work speak for itself. Mm-hmm. I have never in my life had to go phony kick it with nobody, play pretend with nobody to get to where I'm at. I'm authentic, bro. I appreciate my genuineness. Yeah. So, yeah.
Fair enough. That's a good answer.
Yeah.
Okay. So what do we got? What do we got looking forward? What are we doing moving forward?
Projects, I know you said the album. Quarter, we're gonna throw these, but right now we're just getting a barrel arsenal full of fucking videos together. Like I'm about to go crazy on marketing. Like that's our biggest thing right now. And I'm doing it independent. I'm deciding that I've been saying no to all these deals because I know what I want to do now. I'm going completely independent, and I'm putting all my money behind myself.
I like it.
Yeah.
So my final question, we ask everybody this question.
Mm-hmm.
Can you give me your top 3 artists from Minnesota?
From Minnesota?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can give you 3. Let me see. Jay Plaza. I like Jay Plaza.
Okay.
Casey. I like his music.
Yeah.
And shit, to be honest, me.
I like it.
Yeah.
More people should say that shit.
Yeah, 3.
Yeah. Okay. That's all I got.
I like Jay Plaza though a lot because I appreciate his perspective.
Okay.
And I like Casey because I appreciate his versatility.
Yeah.
And I like
both.
me because I appreciate all of it.
All 3 amazing. All 3 amazing artists.
Yes, sir.
I would listen to a song with 3 all together.
I appreciate it.
Quick.
I appreciate it.
Well, I appreciate you joining me.
No, thanks for having me, Jay,
Tell
for real.
'em where
You're
they-
the chief. Thank you, dog.
Tell them where they can find you.
You can find me on everything at REVII 612, REVII 612. Make sure you go follow. Yes, 651 shit.
I like it. You can follow me everywhere at Jake Faircloth 1. Follow Live on Lake Street everywhere. That's it. We're out.
Yeah, we out.
Damn, Woody. In high school, I let it blam, Woody. I wasn't playing, Woody. I'm coming straight out the south. Hey, genius, best watch your mouth. When I put up on PNB Rock, that nigga ain't even come out. You moving ounces, I just moved 100 things in a drought.